So this is my Monstera journey. But before we get started, I want to share some frequently asked questions about Monsteras. These are questions I constantly looked up and was so eager to find out and was looking for everyone's answers and see where they are in their journey. So I wanted to compile some questions that I consistently answered throughout my growth journey before the video starts. So the first question, when did your Monstera get its first fenestration? I got mine in roughly 4 months after propagating. Since Monsteras have a lot of fascination with the fenestrations, there are different types. There are slits and holes. Another common question was, when did I get my first hole fenestration? And that was roughly a year and a half later after first propagating the plant. Especially for those who are starting with a baby Monstera, you always want to know how fast your Monstera is going to grow. So for me, in the beginning, it roughly grew a new leaf every 2 to 3 weeks at the very, very beginning, but it slowed down to roughly 1 leaf per month in the growing seasons. But don't expect anything during winter because it practically becomes inactive and is dormant. How much light did you give your Monstera? Well, this was a slow progression from indirect light to bright indirect light to full direct light. Essentially, I moved from indirect light to full direct sunlight, and this is west facing. So this plant can handle pretty bright, intense light as long as it is acclimated to it. And when you get to that point, it's going to be at its most optimal state to grow as big as possible. Okay, so with those questions out of the way, let's move to the first stage, the propagation. Okay, disclaimer here, I didn't take a picture of my propagation, so this video is not mine. This is just a stock image I found on Google, but later on in the video, you'll see photos from my plant. So in the beginning, I just started water propagating in January 2024. Initially, I placed it in a north-facing window. It got very little light. In front of that window was another house, so it really didn't get any kind of intense light. And I changed the water every 3 to 5 days just to make sure the roots didn't rot during the water propagation. And to be honest, I didn't take any pictures here because this was a new thing for me. I wasn't really into plants. I didn't know where this was going to take me. But lo and behold, I'm actually very interested in plants. The next step in the journey was the transplant, the first potting of the propagated plant. I did this on March 19th. I made sure the water was damp when I first planted the plant into the soil, just so it's fairly close to the conditions when it was water propagated. I didn't want to shock the plant that much. I basically put the plant where it was when it was water propagated, but I soon noticed that it wasn't enough light for the plant. And just a side note, I did use a 6-inch pot for this plant. The roots were fairly snug in this pot, and that's the most important thing when potting the Monstera. Some people say you keep the roots snug so that it focuses on leaf growth. I'm not sure if that necessarily is true, but for what I can tell, a small plot can go a long way. The next stage in my journey was the new plant location. So this is roughly from March to April 2024. I moved it directly to a west-facing window. Now, this wasn't a good idea. This was way too big of a transition from a north-facing window with a very little light into a west-facing window with a lot of harsh, direct sunlight, especially the evening light. So essentially what I saw was the yellowing of leaves, especially on the edges. I started basically changing color to yellow. If I left it there longer, it would have probably crisped up and became brown and then just kind of die off. Or worst case scenario, usually when you have harsh direct light onto a plant, it'll turn black essentially from being burned. Basically on my windowsill, I have some of my plants on my windowsill as I speak, but it's basically in the windowsill, and you can see in the little picture that this baby leaf was about to sprout out. So I believe this is the second leaf that is going to grow. And at this point, I was very excited, but I realized how tiny this thing is compared to what I see nowadays. The next step in my journey is the second plant location. So this is when I realized, okay, I moved from north-facing window to a west-facing window, but that was way too much light, all too sudden. So I moved it back onto my desk, which is where I'm sitting at now, and placed it on my desk, and it was roughly 3 feet away from another west-facing window. So it did get some direct light, but it wasn't too much in the evening. But it seemed to like this location. It actually thrived a lot in this location. And I started to see some aerial roots for the plant, so I also started staking the actual aerial roots to the bamboo sticks that I have in my pot and routed it into the soil for additional support. But yeah, it seemed to really love this location. The next step in my journey was the grow light. So this is when eagerness and impatience starts to kick in really heavily. So around August 2024 to November 2024, I introduced a grow light in this situation. I wanted to get more growth from my Monstera. That was simply the reason why I added this grow light. I didn't necessarily need it. It was growing pretty well, but I wanted to grow bigger and faster. What I did, I bought a mid-century desk lamp and then bought a grow light that associated or fitted into that desk lamp. And I basically turned it on throughout the day. So this thing would be on basically when the sun rises, and then it will turn off roughly around 9 or 10 p.m. or whenever I go to sleep, essentially. And to be honest, the Monstera really did enjoy that. It also moved the leaves closer to the lamp because it wanted more light, which is basically a sign that that's saying that I'm not giving it enough light. So the grow light is definitely a plus. It also liked it so much that one of the leaves started touching the light, and for one day that I was off at work, I came back and I saw that a portion of the leaf was actually burned because it was touching the light bulb. So be careful of that if you're going to use this method. Okay, just to explore the grow light situation a little bit more, I really do like this concept. It's very simple and easy to do and add to your, liveliness of the plants. But, given that I bought this on Amazon, the decor isn't the nicest thing to look at. It's pretty dull and boring. I do like the mid-century look in terms of like how the desk lamp looks, but I just don't like the lampshade. So I did upgrade it so it looks a lot nicer. It's a little bit bigger, kind of disperses the light a little bit more, but it looks 10 times nicer, gives it more life, and it fits well on my desk in my personal opinion. It gives it more natural, more life than the typical gray lampshade. So if you want this desk lamp and the growing light and the lampshade, there'll be affiliate links down below. You could help support me and this channel. At this point, the Monstera has acclimated with the desk lamp on my desk, being 3 feet away from the west-facing window. So I decided to step it up a notch. I tried it again to place the Monstera directly in front of the west-facing window. I was afraid at first because I knew what happened before, but this time there was actually no browning or no burns on the edges or on the leaves of the Monstera. So it actually acclimated pretty well from what I can tell. I don't know if it was necessarily the west facing window from my desk or actually the grow light that helped this. It really loved this spot. I began noticing the leaves turning back into the window so that it could get maximum exposure to the sunlight from the west facing window. I noticed a lot of aerial roots popping out at this time, so I started routing them directly into the soil and just tying them to the stake so it's a lot neater. But yeah, it was basically moved in from my west facing window and it liked it a lot. The next step in the journey was my first repot. So this is, I believe, almost a year and a half later. I just did this on last month. I repotted the Monstera. I did notice that the roots were poking out of the smaller pot, so I knew it was time. I just wanted to wait until spring to do this because that is the most appropriate time to do a repotting. I did increase the pot size from 6 inches to a 10-inch pot. I could have gone a little bit smaller, to be honest, but given the size, I thought it'd be good enough. Give me some time to not repot it as frequently. But I think it was a good enough size. I wouldn't have gone larger than that. And when I was doing this repotting, there was also a new leaf growing out. And this is the first time I got a hole fenestration on my newest leaf. So that's the inner hole on this leaf. And that's pretty much my journey as of now. This is how my plant is looking. It's still in the west facing window. It's pretty tall now. It's almost as tall as me. That new leaf with the inner hole fenestration has fully grown or matured. And there's actually a new leaf sprouting out as we speak. It is getting tall though. I think roughly a year from now, I'm going to need to chop it down. That'll be another new video for that because I need to air layer it and chop it down so that the propagation is successful. But I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's how my Monstera is. It roughly took me a year and a half to get to this point. basically water propagated. It was cut from a mother plant and then I propagated in January of last year. And now it's fully fenestrated after a year and a half of growing it practically in direct sunlight, or indirect to a little bit more direct sunlight into direct sunlight. So I just want to end the video here with a general Monstera plant care advice or quick guide. These are like the 5-6 main principles that I would want to pass on to other people. The first and foremost, this is probably the most common advice, is to water when the soil is dry. I personally use this app called Planta. Its watering schedule seems pretty good. I do not just blindly follow the schedule. I do check the soil every time it recommends to water, just to verify that the soil is dry. If it is dry, then I'll water it. If not, then I'll snooze the notification and just wait till it pops up again. But very useful. I could go more into that in another video if you guys would like that. The second one, bright indirect light with a slow progression into direct light. This is probably going to be the maximum growth for your Monstera. If you don't have access to direct light like I do, then you can use a grow light. Just make sure it is the right grow light for that situation. Not all grow lights are made equal. Number 3, fertilize during growing season. This will help, especially if you haven't repotted your plant in a while. All those nutrients can be revived with fertilization, so just do that during the growing season. The fourth one is to stake the plant and tie new leaves as soon as you can. This just helps the plant to be very tidy. If you're not going for that look, then that's completely fine too. And then number 5, make sure to pot it in appropriately sized pots. Again, this is based off the root size or root mass. It should be fairly snug, so keep them small or small enough. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little journey that I had with my Monstera, and hopefully it helped you guys to see where you guys are. Share in the comments down below where you're at with your Monstera. How many fenestrations do you have? Do you have an inner hole fenestration? Join the club. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.